we are getting a Bluey Halloween special and another Christmas special, and I am so excited to talk about it.
Yeah!
Allegedly, of course, in case you don't know what's happened. Basically, it's all over Reddit now that it appears a leak has happened.
What?
But where we now know what is Bluey's plans for the next 5 years, which, yes, includes a Halloween special, a Christmas special, a bunch more albums, and, of course, season 4 and season 5, apparently. But no Bluey movies. So let's talk about it all. G'day cheeky dogs, my name's Margie and I'm an Australian currently living in America. Now, as I mentioned, this is all over Reddit as well as Discord and a couple of other social media platforms as well. I am not going to show any of the actual document on here at all. I will just be talking about what I saw on it and how legitimate I think it is and why I think so and everything else to do with it. But if you go to Reddit, here's the screenshot of a couple of the different places that were like the tabs that were talking about it. You can go there and they have the links to the document itself if you would like to read it yourself as well.
I mean, carry on.
Now, there was actually 2 documents, one that seems to be specifically just from Ludo Studios and one specifically from BBC. The one from Ludo Studios didn't really have much on it. It was just dropped in May 2024, so this year recently. The one from BBC, though, again seems to be dropped maybe around that same time. And like I said, I do think it is legitimate as much as I can tell. And the reason why I think it's from BBC in the UK and not from Ludo Studios in Australia is to do with some of like the words they used in it as well as like the timeframes they used, because it did say coming out this summer in 2024, but we're assuming this like just recently came out and it is not summer in Australia, it's winter right now. So again, it does seem like it's more from the BBC in the UK and their distribution. And again, the other thing that really backs it up is they talk about like their 5-year plan and what each year kind of entails. And the one for this year lines up perfectly with everything we've seen so far, like the theme being the family road trip. Bluey official Instagram is all about that. They've been doing lots of posts sort of centered around that idea and theme. And there were a few other little things on there that I know as a Bluey content creator that aren't out yet, but it does match up with what I saw there. So I do think it's legitimate.
Yes.
But let's talk about those Halloween and Christmas specials because I am so excited to talk about those. Now, it looks like they are hoping to get these out for 2025. And the Halloween one, I think, is maybe like the smartest thing I've ever seen, because of course, there was always going to be some backlash to a Halloween episode in Australia because Halloween is traditionally a very American holiday, even though it is celebrated around the world. It is, however, always seen as a very American holiday, even in Australia, where I have celebrated Halloween in Australia. A lot of my friends who are also mothers have celebrated Halloween and taken their kids trick-or-treating. Like, it has become more and more popular. Every year it's in the stores, but there was always going to be a pushback about it. Like, it was just so obvious that the Australian media would say, oh, Bluey is catering to the US audiences. Like, they copped out, they've done this, rah, rah. They were always probably going to be negative about it. But Bluey found a way so that they cannot be.
Dad, don't boo, Mum.
And that is by including the time warp as like the major theme for this episode. There is going to be a time warp song done by Bluey. There's also going to be like a dance video tutorial, it seems, as well. And in case you don't understand what's going on with this, the time warp, of course, is from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I cannot explain the chokehold that this dance has on Australia and has had for like 30, 40 years now. It is insane. Like, we all learn this dance as children. We do it all throughout like primary school. We do it at school dances in high school. We do it at weddings. So I cannot stress enough. They found a way to make a Halloween episode so iconically Australian and with such like a deep part of our Australian culture that there's no way any media outlet now can be like, oh, Bluey is catering to the US. Instead, it'll be, wow, Bluey can show what an Australian Halloween could be. It's perfect. It's absolutely amazing.
Very good.
On a side note, I do also want to add the fact that Bluey and Ludo Studios have been priming us as an audience for a Halloween episode for 2 years now, with all of the Bluey merchandise, the Bluey Halloween clothing, as well as new Bluey toys for Halloween as well as even more new plushie Halloween toys coming out this year. They have been setting us up for this episode for a long time now.
No peeking at those presents.
As for the Christmas special as well, it does appear that we're also getting some music linked to the Christmas special too, which is really cool. We are going to be getting more Christmas windows displays around the world, which is awesome. But that's sort of all the information realistically on it, and I am curious because they've done the Christmas special obviously with Veranda Santa, which was Christmas Eve, and then obviously Christmas Swim, which was Christmas Day. So I personally think that maybe they might do like Boxing Day, because that's a very iconic day in Australia, which is like the day after Christmas. So considering they had it in the windows as well for like the Melbourne Bluey Christmas window display that was last year that was super successful, they had a whole like beach cricket kind of day within the Christmas whole thing. So I feel like maybe that's what they could do, is like a beach cricket Christmas kind of special, and I feel like that's maybe the vibe they'll go for. Cheeky dogs though, let me know in the comment section down below what you think they could do for the Christmas special.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas!
Now, I keep saying special because that's how they referred to it as well, so we're assuming it's like all the other specials, like the Father's Day special and all those, and the Easter special. So it would be 7 minutes, but it does not specifically say if it's that or if it's like a mini episode or anything like that, so keep that in mind. Now, like I mentioned before, they do talk about albums. It looks like we're getting around 3 new albums over the next few years, and the one coming out maybe even this year called Rug Island, which I am so excited for. And I wonder if it's going to include some of the Sleepy Time music, because Geoff Bush, the head of music at Bluey, he did sort of talk about that at one stage and how they were finding a way to try and incorporate it. I would love to see if that was in Rug Island.
Don't worry, we're friendly. I'm not.
Also, cheeky dogs, let me know down below what music you would like to see in the Rug Island album, whether it's from season 1, season 2, or season 3.
Dad, can you sing to me?
99 bottles a thing on the wall. 99 bottles a thing.
Now, obviously the other big thing in this is season 4 and season 5 appear to be confirmed. I say appear very specifically because at the very bottom of this document in very fine text, they talk about how the timelines for this are approximate. They could be subject to change. And I think that's very important because it's saying that season 4 and season 5 are gonna come out like back to back basically. And considering that season 3 took 3 years to roll out in Australia, I can see why there's the fine text saying that it's subject to change. So take that with a grain of salt. It is not 110% confirmed. The animators are not currently working on it still. They are all still, and you look at their Instagram accounts, some of them are working on their own projects, some of them are actually just looking for work, so it's not confirmed.
Don't tell me how to feel.
Whoa.
But if you would like to know a little bit more about the season 4 and season 5 and a deep dive into it, I recommend going over to Pugly's channel. If you didn't already come here from his video, I'll make sure there's a link up here for it, and I'll also have it down below in the description box as well. But he is doing this sort of coverage, but focusing on the season 4 and season 5 details of this. So I definitely recommend going and checking out his video. But before you do, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and bell for notifications so you know whenever I release any other new Bluey videos. And until my next video, I have picked you cheeky dogs out a few other videos that maybe you would like to watch, and I'll see you all in another video. Mwah! Halloween! Bye!